The earth provides us a brand new beginning every 24 hours. So says the poet, essayist, and novelist Rochelle Goodrich. The earth provides us a brand new beginning every 24 hours. It is a repeated invitation to breathe in the cool morning air and start afresh, to mimic the sunrise and brighten up while reaching once more for the sky, to carry a glad song in our heart like the early birds, and, as faithfully as the morning dew, to wash off the dust from yesterday, she says. On this morning, full of fresh possibilities, we gather from across many faith traditions in the spirit of true community. It is a joy to be able to welcome you to this special service on behalf of the Beverly Multifaith Coalition. Here we intend for us to voice together the common commitments and hopes that can bind us in community, even when we have different ways of expressing them. Wherever you may be on your journey of life and of discerning your own ultimate commitments, you are welcome here. This morning, we also acknowledge that the land we are on was for long years inhabited by the Pawtucket people, a branch of the Pennacook Band of Algonquin First Peoples. Their colonizers named them the Namkig, repurposing the name by which the Pawtucket identified their seasonal village on lands surrounding the mouth of the Bass River, lands from which they would soon be displaced. The survivors of those early encounters were eventually absorbed into the Massachusetts Tribal Alliance, and through this alliance, their descendants maintain their presence throughout the North Shore today. They, too, are welcome here this morning. And as ever, we commit to doing the hard work necessary to make that welcome more concrete and more complete. Our gathering this morning is not an effort to deny our differences or boil them down into a bland sameness. Far from it. We actually lean into those differences in the hope that in creating a space in which the voices of the many are heard, we may learn more of ourselves and of what it truly takes to secure for all peoples the opportunity to live lives of dignity, meaning, and purpose. In coming together in this hour, may we all turn our hearts toward compassion, our thoughts toward justice, and our hands toward the work of peace. May it ever be so. For all of the differences that we might identify, the commitment to peace stands as a high value and aspiration across almost every faith tradition, as well as among many who stand outside of a particular faith tradition. The varied words that are used to express this aspiration may or may not be familiar to us. Peace, shalom, salam alaikum, namaste, om shanti, amahoro, and on and on. But whatever words you may hear as we turn to welcome one another and greet one another in this space, know that your desire to live in peace and harmony with others is shared. So let us rise and greet each other with words of peace as we are able.
but there's only so much time in any given worship service. So I'm going to invite you to conclude our time of peace for now, but keep sharing peace out in the world because that's where it's needed. You may not know this song because it's fairly new, but we're going to learn it together. It's not that hard. This is one of my favorite composers, Mark Miller. If you're not familiar with him, he writes great music that works for many different traditions. So as we came in, you may have already picked up on the table some shapes and markers and pens. And I'm going to invite you, if you haven't already gotten one of those, to grab one or grab even more. There are tons of them. And we are invited to share some thoughts and prayers on gratitude. So if there's one thing, if there's two things, if there's 10 things that you are grateful for this morning, please write them down and then clip them on this clothesline up here or hand them to someone else who can clip it up here for you so that we can just see all of the different things that we are grateful for as a community. Are you grateful for health, for the beautiful weather that we have today, for the spirit of community? We can go on and on. This is a practice that we should be doing every day. What are you grateful for? It's not only something that's spiritual, but even science shows us that the more that we can reflect on gratitude and really recognize those things, it helps our health too. So just take a couple of moments to do that, and whether it's during this time or later on in the service, if you think, oh, I forgot I was grateful for that too, grab another shape, write that down, put it up on the line, and just come up anytime. Don't be shy. Be grateful. Yeah, I'm going to invite my sister Deb to come on up, and we're going to start leading some readings from different traditions that are represented here this morning. We wish there could have been more as someone who was organizing, but a lot of people are away on summer vacation, which is great, and we celebrate that. All right, so Deb? Yep. And you can come on up anytime with your listings of gratitude and just put them up on the line as anytime in the service.
Good morning, everybody, or in Hebrew, as you would say, Boker Tov. There's an ancient Jewish prayer thanking God for life itself upon awakening every morning, and it expresses gratitude for the breath of life, and I'd like to share it with you. Moda ani lefanecha melech chai v'chayam. Moda ani lefanecha melech chai v'chayam. The morning prayer is called Moda Ani, or the I Thank You prayer. At the very moment when we're feeling most groggy and trying hard to awaken, especially on a Monday morning, and not feeling particularly spiritual, we're urged to be grateful for life itself and for the miracle of our existence, because it truly is a miracle. This prayer is about the gratitude, about our neshama that is within us. Neshama is Hebrew, and it means both breath and soul. It comes from an ancient idea that our souls would go on a journey at night, and when we wake up, everything is reunited. We give thanks each day for that breath of life, our soul that connects us to the source of all life and to each other. We breathe, even though most of us aren't even conscious of it. Think about that. So take a moment to notice that you're breathing. You know, how many times during the day do you say, I got to step back, I've got to take a breath here? And that's what it's all about. So take 3 deep breaths and calm. We are grateful for the absolute miracle of existence, of life. Here are the words of the short prayer and a translation. Moda ani lefanecha melechai v'chayam shehazarta bi nishmati v'hamra leba lemunechecha. I thank you, living and eternal sovereign, who has returned my soul into me with compassion. Great is your faithfulness. And great is your faith in us as we begin this new day forever in gratitude together. And, you know, we're coming up on Labor Day when we get into, you know, the kind of bridge summer and get into life. You know, school begins, work schedules get back. So this is a good time to think about, you know, as we go into this new phase of our life, to give thanks for our families, for our lives, for what we do. And thank you for being here.
Well, I am very honored and grateful to be here today with you all in spiritual community on this beautiful day in this beautiful place. So what I'd like to do is share with you some reflections on gratitude from Baha'i scripture. Of all God's gifts, gratitude brings us peace and serenity. And despite the challenges, chances, changes of this world, when we return to gratitude, we find our hope is renewed. Abdu'l-Baha, one of the central figures in the Baha'i faith, who himself was subject to trial after trial and decades of imprisonment, offered these comments while in Paris. He stated, "The trials that beset our every step, all our sorrow, pain, shame, grief, are born in the world of matter, whereas the spiritual kingdom never causes sadness. A man living with his thoughts in the kingdom knows perpetual joy." On another occasion, he exhorted his audience as follows. He said, "Be of no cheerless heart. Have no wing nor feather broken. Sigh not, neither do thou wail, and sit chilled in a corner. Rather, be calm, be strong, be grateful, and become a lamp full of light, that the darkness of sorrows be annihilated, and that the sun of everlasting joy arise from the dawning place of heart and soul, shining brightly." There are so many bounties in our lives that we take for granted or overlook. Remembering all that we are grateful for elevates our consciousness and attracts blessings. We are exhorted by Baha'u'llah with these words, "Reflect, O people, on the grace and blessings of your Lord, and yield him thanks at eventide and dawn." And with respect to this yielding of thanks, Abdu'l-Baha elaborates as follows. He states, "Thankfulness is of various kinds. There is verbal thanksgiving, which is confined to a mere utterance of gratitude. This, Abdu'l-Baha states, is of no importance because while the tongue may give thanks, the heart is unaware of it. So one may say thank you 1,000 times while the heart remains thankless. Therefore, he says, mere verbal thanksgiving is without effect. The real thankfulness is a giving of thanks from the heart. When man, in response to the favors of God, manifests susceptibilities of conscience, the heart is happy and the spirit exhilarated. Thanksgiving also must express itself in deeds and actions when the heart is filled with gratitude. To express gratitude for the favors of God, we must show forth praiseworthy actions, render good deeds, be self-sacrificing, loving all people, and showing kindness to all creatures and the earth. So while, of course, sometimes it is difficult to remain grateful in times of trouble, hardship, sorrow, and suffering, inner calm can be restored through prayer, through meditation, or quiet reflection. You know, there's a strong promise in Baha'i scripture that I personally find very consoling when confronted with tragedy that I would like to share with you. Baha'u'llah says, "Sorrow not if in these days and on this earthly plane things contrary to your wishes have been ordained and manifested by God. For days of blissful joy, of heavenly delight, are assuredly in store for you. Worlds, holy and spiritually glorious, will be unveiled to your eyes. You are destined, by him in this world and hereafter, to partake of their benefits, share in their joys, and obtain a portion of their sustaining grace. To each and every one of them you will no doubt attain.
Good morning. How nice to see all of you in this beautiful setting. I'm new to Beverly, and it's really amazing to be here. You have such a wonderful place to be. So, but I'm at the Beverly Church now, and standing in for Susie, who some of you know. This is my first time here, and my name is Tony Gaspard, and I'd like to read to you from our textbooks, which if you were to attend one of our church services, this is what you would hear from these two books every service. So, starting with the Bible, First Chronicles. Give thanks unto the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. For his mercy endureth forever. And from Psalms, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. And from the Christian Science textbook, written by Mary Baker Eddy, who was a New Englander from New Hampshire. Our textbook is called Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures. Are we really grateful for the good already received? Then we shall avail ourselves of the blessings we have, and thus be fitted to receive more. Gratitude is much more than a verbal expression of thanks. Action expresses more gratitude than speech. To keep the commandments of our Master and follow his example is our proper debt to him, and the only worthy evidence of our gratitude for all that he has done. Outward worship is not of itself sufficient to express loyal and heartfelt gratitude, since he has said, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." The habitual struggle to be always good is unceasing prayer. Its motives are made manifest in the blessings they bring. Blessings which, even if not acknowledged in audible words, attest our worthiness to be partakers of love. Simply asking that we may love God will never make us love him, but the longing to be better and holier, expressed in daily watchfulness and in striving to assimilate more of the divine character, will mold and fashion us anew until we awake in his likeness. And again, from the Bible. From 1 John, behold what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God. And it does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. Thank you. Thank you.
One of the oldest participatory democracies on the earth is that of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, or we might know it as the Iroquois Confederacy. And the tribes that make that up, it's the Mohawk, the Seneca, the Onondagas, and the Cayugas, and later on the Tuscaroras. They had a history of violent warfare, settling disputes with violence and fighting. But sometime before 1630, maybe as early as 1390, under the leadership of Hiawatha, they formed a peaceful way of settling decisions, making decisions. And it was a federal model that inspired some of our form of government. It's referred to by the authors of the Constitution in their debates as a living model of the kind of democracy that we like to give shape to. Now, when the work of this confederacy is done, whether it be social or political or cultural, almost every event begins with this practice that's called the words that come before all other words. And it's an exercise of greeting and of gratitude. They say that before any other good work can be accomplished, we unite our minds together in a spirit of gratitude. It receives the natural world as gifts and all of the creatures in it as fellow creatures on this earth. The practice moves through acknowledging and greeting and giving thanks to those brother and sister creatures in this world. And then the people respond by saying, now our minds are one. Now we're going to practice this today, and we don't pretend to be about the work of the Iroquois Confederacy. In fact, we don't tend to be about any work other than the small task, but sometimes difficult, of living together in community with each other. For we all do come from different tribes, whether they be linguistic or religious or political or cultural. And sometimes democracy gets frazzled a bit when we don't first pause to unite our minds in gratitude for the things that join us. So let's participate in that today. The version we're going to use is a portion of the Mohawk version that's been translated to English by John Stokes and David Benedict from the Turtle Clan. So I'd like you to turn your attention to each of these elements in creation as I name them, and then respond with, now our minds are one. For the people here today, we've gathered and we see that the cycle of life continues. We've been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. And now our minds are one. For Mother Earth, we are all thankful for our Mother, the Earth. She gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. She gives us joy, and she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our Mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. For the waters, we give thanks for all the waters of the world, for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. For water is life, and we know its power in many forms. waterfalls and rains, mists and streams, rivers and ocean. And with one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the water. Now our minds are one. For the fish, we turn our mind to all the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. And we are grateful that we can still find pure water. So we turn now to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. And for the food plants, with one mind we turn to honor and thank all the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped people survive. Many other living things draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one. The animals. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all the animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us, people. And we are honored by them when they give up their lives so that we may use their bodies for food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests, and we are glad they're still here. And we hope that it will always be so. So we send them greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The trees. Now we turn our thoughts to the trees. There's as many families of trees who have their own instruction and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit and beauty or other useful things. Many people of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and of strength. And with one mind, we greet and thank the trees. Now our minds are one. And birds. We put our minds together as one, and we thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs, and each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle's chosen to be their leader. To all the bird forms, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. And the four winds. We are all thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. They hear our voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us to bring change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. The sun. We send greetings and thanks to our oldest brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing light of a new day. He is the source of all fires of life. And with one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. The enlightened teachers. We gather our minds and greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help us throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we are instructed to live as people. So with one mind, we send greeting and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. And finally to the Creator. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, the Great Spirit, and send thanks and greetings for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here in this Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. And so now we have arrived at a place where we end our words. All of the things we have named it was not our intention to leave anything out. But if something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. And now our minds are one.
I'm going to offer this short prayer from the Baha'i writings of gratitude and for humanity. O my God, whom I worship and adore, I bear witness unto thy unity and thy oneness, and acknowledge thy gifts, both in the past and in the present. Thou art the all-bountiful, the overflowing showers of whose mercy have rained down upon high and low alike, and the splendors of whose grace have been shed both upon the obedient and rebellious. O God of mercy, before whose door the quintessence of mercy hath bowed down, and round the sanctuary of whose cause loving kindness in its inmost spirit hath circled, we beseech thee, entreating thine ancient grace and seeking thy present favor, that thou mayest have mercy upon all who are the manifestations of the world of being, and deny them not the outpourings of thy grace in thy days. All are but poor and needy, and thou verily art the all-possessing, the all-subduing, the all-powerful.
I trust we're going to know this song a little bit better.
May that truly be so. In some faith traditions, it is not a worship service unless there is an opportunity to give in an offering. We're not going to pass plates this morning, but we are going to acknowledge this important truth, the reality of our existence, when we receive all that we receive in gratitude. A natural response for us is to give from that abundance that we recognize that we have received. So we do have a basket here on the table. Greg is holding it up right now. And all proceeds from this morning's service will go to benefit Beverly Bootstraps. So thank you for that. And now receive a final word of parting, words of blessing. The fireworks show that will thrill so many of us tonight as we close out the Beverly Homecoming celebration is actually just the start. It will be followed by an even more spectacular display. The Perseid meteor shower is set to peak tonight after midnight. The spectacle of shooting stars lighting up the Earth's atmosphere may call to mind the realization that we, each and every one of us, are also spectacular assemblages of stardust hurtling through space. We are the living remnants of time and all that has come to pass in its wake, and each of us is given the opportunity to light up the skies of our world as we burn, and then pass on into whatever eternity holds for us. Remember as well that it is the friction that arises as we rub against each other in community that creates the possibility of the greatest light. So as you go from this place and continue in community with one another, may you shine, shine, shine as the starlight that you are. And may you receive in gratitude the starlight of others who cross your path. Amen.